So one of the biggest questions that I get asked every time I do a grant coaching call is how much money should I ask for? Sometimes you can only ask for $2,000, but sometimes it's a sliding scale from like 1,000 to 10,000. So I always say err on the side of caution and look at your own grant history. If you've never written a grant before and this is the first time that you're applying, maybe ask for $1,000 or $2,000 or like $3,000. Ask for like a photo shoot and maybe a marketing plan release. If you've never done a big project, you've never shot a really professional music video, and you've never gotten a grant before, and all of a sudden you're asking for 10 grand, it kind of comes out of nowhere. And there's an underlying, I don't know how to say, like an underlying paradigm of grants, which is a capacity to perform. So when someone's judging your grant, they're also thinking, okay, this might all look and sound great, but do you have the capacity to perform, to pull the trigger on what you've asked for? So asking for 10 grand and you've never shot even a 5 or 6 grand music video before, it's a big stretch. So be honest with what you've done, where you are, and then ask for an amount of money that relates to that. And for me, I usually suggest if it's your first time applying for a grant, $2,000 or $3,000 should really be the max. Most grants that are for first-time appliers max out at $2,000 anyway, so you can kind of use that as a guideline of how much you could ask for. So stay in there in that world. If you had and it would be great if you went from 0 to 100, all of a sudden your first song release was huge and you are touring a lot and you are making, 4 or 5 grand a month, and then bam, you do shoot a big like 10 grand video and now this is your second video. Of course, that's where you are in your career, ask for that. But for most people, their first grant is gonna be in the $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000 world. Bam. All right.